And
go.
I think we are live. Oh my
Yes.
goodness, it's been so much hustle to get here, but so worth it. Are we going live? Please leave a comment for us so that we know that everything is working just fine as we are entering Annie's live stream to make the most of this. Can we get a comment that everything is working fine? We are live. The little note in the corner is telling us we're live. So this is Jenny Landgren from Sweden jumping on to
Yeah.
spend this time with Ipek Williamson because you, Ipek, you are now a published author in our latest collaboration, Begin with a Breath. Yes. So
Yes.
begin with just telling me a bit about yourself and for everyone watching. Who are you? Tell me more.
Oh, I am an insight coach, first of all, and a meditation teacher, and I'm a part of a breath framework team. The amazing coaches, the beautiful, beautiful team, and I am an author now. So
Yes.
that's something that I have added through the book that we put together, and it is so amazing. It is so exciting for me. I know I have a few books in me. I know that, but I wasn't expecting to be a part of a book this fast, this soon.
Mm-hmm. All of a
Uh,
sudden it happens.
and it was, oh my god, there's fire trucks
Oh,
are passing by.
there's
Maybe
the
you might
fog.
be hearing.
Okay.
uh, but
I thought
it
so,
has
yeah.
been a beautiful experience for me because I didn't realize how wonderful an experience to write and be part of a book with the people whom I love and I believe in, for a framework, for a work that is so beautiful and so
Mhm.
meaningful.
Yeah.
And Annie's, we are in. Yes, Annie. Happy New Year. Oh, thank you.
It really is an intimate process to
Mhm.
author because you're really coming in touch with your soul.
Yeah.
And it's just those words that been so deep inside of you all these years. And now it's just out in the universe and you have no idea who's reading and who's listening. And that's really encouraging as well because it has impact.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the work that we're doing, that we're working with human beings, with people, and every second that we spend supporting and working with those journeys towards healing is going
Mhm.
to impact. And the people who are healed, they bring that wholeness with them home, and that's
Yes.
going to impact someone else. So
That's
amazing.
so true.
Yeah.
And
So
Jenny, I want to say this to you. Like every time I listen to you, I can tell you have an old soul in your young physic. Like you are so young, but you have an old soul, and have so much wisdom. And I really love speaking with you and listening to you. Actually,
thank you. I like to say that I feel like 60. And really, when someone asks me how old I am, I don't know. Like, I think I'm 32 or 33 or something.
Mm.
But it just doesn't matter because it's
Mhm.
so much more. A number is nothing, right?
Yeah, and this is not the first for you. You have been a part of other books too, right?
Sure. And I've had people around me who saw the messages that I wanted to bring and who supported me in that. It's really about a dream team. It really always is.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a teamwork.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So, Ipek, as I'm reading through your chapter, I can
Mhm.
tell that you're pulling from inspiration, more than a lifetime. And you're sharing, really powerful quotes and words from great leaders. And I'm really curious as to what you've been reading before. And is there one first book that really stirred your heart, that really moved you in a profound way, possibly made you cry? Like, what was the first?
Yeah, well, when I go back to my childhood, uh, my reading, love for reading came from my father. And I always loved sitting with my father, him reading his book, I read my book. Like it was a very beautiful experience for me, from my childhood. And the book that I can remember reading and crying was Uncle Tom's Cabin, a novel by
Yeah.
Harriet Beecher Stowe. And I think I was 8 years old or something when I was reading it. Uh, and it was the first time I met with the idea of racism, slavery, and unfairness of life for some.
Mm,
And it really struck me. It's really bothered me, like,
mm.
because until that time, I have been a child thinking that everybody is good,
Oh,
everything is
yes.
good. and
Yeah.
and when you read a book and see people being treated really badly, it really hurt me. And I
Mhm.
remember reading and crying, and it had an important impact on me,
Yeah.
that book.
Yeah. And it's so interesting that you're sharing this very book because justice, I know this is one of your, it's
Mhm.
one of your core values, or
Yes,
it's,
yes,
there are
yes.
many of your core values gathered under justice. And it's so
Mhm.
cool to see how this has been a part of your soul from the
Mhm.
beginning,
Yes,
right?
fairness. Actually, fairness is my number one core value.
Yes.
And when I found out about it through the tests and everything I did and found out, I was not surprised at all, because since I was a little child, fairness has been so important to me. Like
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody in the world higher than the other one.
Beautiful.
Everybody is equal to me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm. That probably made you, fit in with everyone also because you saw the connectedness to
Yeah.
everyone. I mean, in school, I just remember growing up that there are groups and there are ways to, separation begins so early in life. And
Mm-hmm.
that's actually something that we share. Fairness is one of my core values as well. So
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Hmm.
Sensibility.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So
Thank
if
you.
you let, I will now read from your
Mhm.
chat,
Okay.
page 75, Ipek Williamson. Beginning where you are is just that. It is looking at yourself and seeing who you are without judgment or expectation. It is the sheer realization of the ability to say, I can choose who I want to be without the shadow of my past. Anything that I did not like about myself or any actions I have taken and ended up regretting. It is okay to remember every little thing from my past. And despite everything I collected in my baggage over the years, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I know that I can restart my journey as many times as I like. I can take a deep breath and begin where I am. Beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful. And I'm wondering, because this is about the begin where you are. And this is, if we don't start from here, then there's no moving forward, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm
Yes.
wondering, Ipek, like in your life, has there been a point where you've really restarted in a profound way that led you to that deeper sense of fulfillment in your life?
Mhm. Actually, I went through new beginnings quite a few times in my life, and but the three main ones that I can think of were: one, coming from Turkey to Canada and starting a new life in a
Oh
new
yeah.
country where I don't know anybody. And I remember myself. getting in the plane to coming to Canada, and I didn't have a key for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
I don't have a home key, I don't have a car key, I don't have any key because I left everything behind, and I'm going to a new life where I have to start from scratch,
Mm.
get everything that I need. And it was so profound, so important beginning for me. I went through the culture shock, and I went through all the difficulties of changing countries without having anybody with you, like no family, no friends, just myself, my husband at the time, and me.
Mm.
That was one. The second one was when I went through divorce. And that is a quite common thing that so many people are going through. But it definitely helped me to restart, reconnect, regroup with myself, and see what I want from a relationship in the
Mm.
future. What is it that I want, and what is it that I don't want? So it made me so clear about what I am expecting, what I want. So that was the second one. And the third one was leaving my career of more than 20 years as an executive assistant and deciding to start my practice as a coach. And that happened quite a few years ago. And I had to hit a wall to get to that point.
Mm.
And it was very painful. It has been a very bad experience that caused me to reassess my position, and if I want to still do this job or not anymore. And I decided that I don't want to do it, and I want to be of help to many people. I want to help and create the life that they want to create, because I am there. I could do it myself. I want
You
others
are.
to yes, I
Yeah.
want others to experience the same.
Beautiful. Like the the times in your life that you're sharing with us, it's really times in your life where the old map isn't working anymore, and you get to recognize, and there's so much acceptance in that too, that you get to recognize you're in this new territory.
Mhm.
What do we do when the maps aren't working? We start where we are,
Mhm.
right? And we start picking up rocks and stones and just navigating our
Mhm.
surroundings. And it brings my mind to this pandemic and the situation that we're in. Like, what are you recognizing being the biggest obstacles for leaders and clients today to come back
Mhm.
to themselves and begin where they are? And what's your one advice to them?
Well, I see it like being drugged and confused with all the responsibilities, like it feels like under the influence, with people pulling them in all the directions. It is like when you play hide and seek, they put a
Hmm.
blindfold on your eyes and they turn you around a few times, and when you open your eyes you feel confused and don't know which way to go, what to do first. It's exactly like that. And self-awareness and recognizing that you are at that confusion and frustration state, and making the decision to stop, take a moment to see where I am right now. What am I doing? Why am
Hmm.
I feeling like I'm running around like a headless chicken sometimes? And take time and a little bit of push. I think the main obstacle is getting to that level of self awareness and saying
Yeah,
to yourself, it is time. I got to take a pause and do something to help myself.
yeah. And Yeah, and what comes to mind for me is that how we're surrounded with needs.
Yeah.
We see everyone else and their struggle, and what you're saying is there's room for me. Like I'm equally important to be heard and seen, and I get to give that to myself.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you. Like when you begin your chapter, um, I'm picking up an emphasis on honesty.
Mhm.
The importance of being honest with others and yourself. And
Mhm.
then so beautiful how the chapter ends with self-forgiveness.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering if you can just elaborate a bit on the connection between the two.
Sure, sure. When I speak of honesty, the first thing I mean by that is being honest with oneself, of course. And that's the first step to finding your way toward your soul center. We human beings are great at pushing down and burying deep the things that we don't like about ourselves. If and when we find the courage to be honest with ourselves and accept all the good, bad, and ugly, as I said in my book, in the book about ourselves, and can forgive ourselves for each and everything that we blame ourselves for, we can clean the path from debris, mud, snow, whatever is holding us back from
Hmm.
moving forward, and starting to be honest, authentic, and vulnerable with others, and accordingly forgiving others too. So it is all starts with being honest with ourselves so that we can be honest with others, and then forgiving ourselves so that we can forgive others. It's
Hmm.
all starts with the self. We
Yeah.
need to keep working on ourselves so that we
Yeah.
can make everything better with others.
It's beautiful. That's scary too, right?
It, oh,
Kind
it is.
It is
It
scary
is.
sometimes, and it takes a lot of self-compassion to love all parts of ourselves to get there.
That's why I think so many people, when it comes to coaching, they want to work with coaches, but most people get to a point they want to do it, but they are so afraid of
Mm.
muddying the waters and
Mm.
like making changes in the status quo, right? It is that fear
Yeah. Well,
that's
it's
holding them back.
well, it's good to know that you're coached by a human being
Mhm.
that can say me too. We ourselves are works in progress, and that's the
Of
beauty of the
course.
journey. Yeah.
Everybody is, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one step in the breath framework is the reclaim your power.
Mhm.
And this is very new to many that I just the thought that we are actually giving our power away in many areas, and we
Yes.
get to recognize where we are giving our power away to reclaim it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm wondering, with clients and leaders today, where do you see people giving them their power away?
Well, we humans in general are so inclined in putting others before ourselves. And in general, what I see in my experiences with clients, I see them put themselves last and let others rule their lives. As I said, just not to muddy the waters, just keep the status quo, to keep the fake peace intact. I say fake because that peace is there because one side is doing everything, giving
Mm.
all their power away to keep
Yeah,
that peace intact. And the moment that party decides to reclaim their power and stop enabling the other party, the picture changes completely.
yeah,
And again, in general, I see my clients giving their power away to their closest people, like their children, their spouse, their mother or father, their business partner, because they mean so much to them. When the other person is not much of importance to you. You don't care much about what might be the consequences of you expressing your assertiveness, right? But when it is someone very close and you exercising your power will change a lot
Mm.
and will also affect your cozy and comfortable, albeit not happy life, you become hesitant.
Yeah.
So, the first step in reclaiming your power, in my opinion, is starting to be mindful of to whom and in what way you are giving your power away. Because awareness, again, is the key. Then
Mm.
figuring out how you can reclaim it back in the most positive way possible
Mm.
without breaking or severely harming relationships or literal things for that matter, but through having candid, honest, and calm conversations
Mm.
by creating boundaries and coming to a mutual agreement with the
Mm.
other party.
Yeah.
So, being mindful, where am I giving my power away? Who am I giving it to? And how can we work it out calmly
It's really
through
helpful.
conversation? Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. So what I'm finding with myself is that when I am getting really frustrated with this person, you know, and this, you know, people's behavior is always going to be outside of our control. And I was actually posting on this today
Yeah. I saw
that,
your post. Yes.
yes, that when I get really frustrated with someone else, really what I'm frustrated with is myself,
Mhm. Yeah.
because I'm not really owning my own choices. And it feels scary at first that I have so much power because, oh my goodness, what if I make the wrong decision with that power, right? But
Mhm.
when I embrace it and keep that self compassion piece, then there's a lot of freedom in reclaiming
Mhm.
my life that way.
That's yeah,
Beautiful.
exactly. It's that just and it is sometimes as you said, when you have the power and you need to make the choices, decisions, it becomes a little bit scary. But uh, believing in yourself and checking in with your gut
Mm,
is the best thing you can do in those
yeah,
situations. Just
yeah.
if something is doesn't feel right, it's most probably is not right.
Beautiful. Not getting stuck in our head, but listening to all of us.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Hmm.
So we talked a little bit about your core values.
Hmm.
Yes. So to someone who's new to core values, Ipek's core values is wisdom, justice, humanity. This is how I see
Yeah.
it, because this is
Yes.
gathering all of your values. Wisdom, justice, humanity, transcendence, temperance, and courage. Did I get that right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the first two are forgiveness and love.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
So, what I'm working with business development and I'm coaching managers and executives every day. And
Mhm.
what I'm finding is that um, there's sometimes a lack of curiosity
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
to what is this self exploration going to give to me? And
Mhm.
I'm curious to know, like, how does it serve a leader to excavate their core values?
Mm. Well, I'm going to give you the example of myself. It serves me, for example, knowing my core values plenty. And I'm a huge advocate in determining and empowering people's core values. They are the virtues that make you who you are. And knowing your values and living the way they show their footprints in everything you say and do is very important, not only for leaders, but for everyone. And when you get to know yourself and your values, it is difficult for you to get out of those notions and act against them,
Yeah.
which makes you a decent being, right? Who walks the talk. So my first three core values are, as I said, fairness, love, and honesty. So how could I step out of these notions knowing ignoring and like how can I ignore them knowing that Those are my values. That's why I believe that knowing your strongest values and also finding out the ones that are not as strong but you'd like to get better at is extremely valuable in creating a stance in life and work, because it provides you with so much self-awareness,
Mm.
so much self-dignity, and keeps you in an honest path, and keeps you intact with your values. So
Mm.
it creates the a very important connection with who you are and what you represent.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
It's intentional leadership.
Hmm.
It's knowing yourself. It's the beginning of, it's the place from where all good things flow.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. So we're just, on the other side of the New Year's Eve,
Mhm.
and everyone is looking at the new year with so much hope, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah.
We all have dreams. We have things
Yeah.
that we are hoping will come to be. And also, there's so much in our lives that is outside of our control.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm wondering, is there a healthy mindset that you can send with us into the new year?
Mm.
As there's so much, like we get attached to the outcome sometimes.
Yes. Yes. Well, you will say it is easier said than done, but I choose to let go of all attachments to both positive and negatives in our lives. Because nothing is permanent in life, nobody and no circumstance. Change is the only constant thing. And you are right, so much is outside of our control. Then, how about we look closer at the things that we have control over and focus on them rather than what we cannot control and worry or talk about them all the time? This doesn't mean let us not have any opinion or be an activist or work to make world a better place, but we can do that by focusing on our current power and getting better at what we do so that our reach grows and we have control on more things. We grow our control being an example so that more people come and join us. So I see that just when you serve without being attached to the outcome, you shine. And when you shine, others see. And when they see, they come and join you.
I love this. I love this because right now there's something outside of my control. Are you hearing my laundry, like the laundry
No?
machine like beeping so loud? And I'm like, that's outside of my control, but I'm here. That doesn't matter. It's not important. I'm here with you and the people, and I'm gonna just give you like 30 seconds to say something, and I'm gonna go turn that off. And it's totally fine because we're allowing, right? So I'll be
Yeah,
right back.
of course, of course.
Oh my goodness. That's life. And it's so nice to show up authentically and just the way that life is, because we're all interrupted
Actually,
sometimes.
my laundry is going on too downstairs. Just because I'm upstairs, I don't hear it.
Well, you might have timed it a bit better. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so we're really going through your chapter in a way that, when people dig into this book, they're gonna see this. And I hold on. Yeah. So we're getting closer to the T that is through, not around.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a tough one for many, because when we're talking about negative emotion, for example, we're so used to thinking that it should be a certain way, you know, that there are
Mm-hmm.
some feelings that we should not be feeling, that they're bad, for example, or there are some feelings that are good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but going through your life, is there any, like, what's been helpful for you to be able to go through those things and not around, to not get stuck in avoidance or procrastination, in order to really grow through those circumstances? Would love if you can share that with us.
Mm-hmm. Well, accepting who I am, what my flaws are, my imperfections, my shortfalls, and deciphering the habits I have that are harmful or at least not helpful in my personal growth. And as soon as you open your eyes and see yourself from an objective point of view with all your decencies and indecencies, you get one step closer to connecting with your real self. Then you can change one by one what you want to change, replace a bad habit with a better one, become the master of your mind rather than the way around, rather than your mind mastering your life. So it is so important. Thank you, Annie. It is so important to create self awareness and being objective with yourself and understanding what are your flaws and your bad habits and replace them is the way to go through any adversity to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
Adversities are here and they will always be a part of our lives. And if we can find the way to manage them properly and accept them for what they are,
Hmm.
we can then go through them. We can have the power, we can show the power to go through and get out from the other side with flying colors.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It, yes, I love the acceptance piece, and I think that sometimes even the word accepting is misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
That, it's not that we're, this is where we want to stay, or this is what we're approving of in that sense. It's just that
Mm-hmm.
this is how it is, and we're going to see it for how it is.
Absolutely, that's so true. I'm glad you brought that up. Accepting doesn't mean okay, I accept it. I cannot do anything about it. Let's leave it as is. It's not that.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Accepting what it is, and then looking at it. How can I change it for the better? Taking the action.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're beginning where we are,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
We're talking about matters, using the true words and the true name for
Yeah.
things.
I mean, looking at ourselves
Mm-hmm.
without judgment, lovingly, with compassion, with self love, and accepting ourselves for who we are, and seeing our what is going well, what is not going well, and working on the parts that is not working well for us. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's enough.
Yeah.
So you, my friend, you are I'm gonna say this really carefully.
Ho'oponopono. Okay.
Well,
I
yeah,
know. I know.
you knew that I was going with
Whenever
it.
anybody
Well,
says I don't know how to say it, I know that it is Ho'oponopono.
it is the Ho'oponopono. And thing is that I know it by heart. I can never say it, but I know it in my
You
spirit.
just did. You just
Yes.
did.
So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And like when you are really meditating with these words, they come alive to you in a very special way.
Mhm.
And this is for anyone listening who's new to Ho'oponopono.
Yeah.
It's a way of life, and it's really reconnecting and valuing yourself at every age, especially your inner child.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed coaching, like we're all adults, and for
Mm-hmm.
some people, this is really a step in vulnerability
Yeah.
to relate to the fact that we carry every age inside of us and get to give room to that. So in this step of, vulnerability, is there something that you can share for someone who thinks this is just like scaring them a little bit to
Mm-hmm.
their inner child?
Yeah, sure. We all come to this world as babies, full of positivity, love, light, innocence. Babies not are not childish. They are the real and raw version of themselves, right? When we speak about the inner child that Ho'oponopono depicts, we don't mean being and acting childish. We mean reclaiming the childlike joy,
Mm,
love, compassion, curiosity, resilience. When you think of a child 4 or 5 years old, they are not filled with fears unless they are living in a traumatic household, of course. But they have an infinite curiosity about life. They are happy. They don't know what being sad is. They are full of energy. They want to dance and jump and be active every moment they are awake. So, with my clients through Ho'oponopono, I try to reach within and create a connection with their inner child who still has all these brilliant virtues that are waiting to get polished. They are always there, but they are so dusty. We need to clean them, cleanse them, polish them, begin to life. I
mm,
mean, bring to life, begin to
mm,
life. Help them reignite the fire they have in them.
mm,
That's a beautiful place to be. Warm, happy, cozy, and comfortable. Not only safe, but also full of creativity and excitement. So,
mm,
between that happy time of their life and now, lots of conditioning, lots of trauma, lots of negative experiences might have happened. And by going back to the beginning, we create a quick passage to where all is well, all is beautiful, all is innocent and happy. So it's a great, great healing and cleansing journey.
mm, mm,
So I can talk about Ho'oponopono for hours.
mm,
But
mm. I
yeah,
want to
to,
join you for those hours. Like what I have one exercise with my clients where I will help them bring back a memory from when they were like 7 or 6 or something, and I
Mhm,
will help them really picture that moment.
mhm.
I'll ask them like, would you ever say that this child is unworthy of your love? It's so powerful when we come back to the origin of things, that this is me, that's you. Like we're all so valuable and precious.
Yeah, and I use that for forgiveness too. When
Yes,
there,
Craig.
yes, yeah, I when there's a forgiveness issue, I always tell them, like, visualize that person that you're really angry at
Mm-hmm.
as a little child, and think that they are that child and they have been a child at some point, and think about whatever that is they have experienced to make them do this to you.
Mm,
So when you think that way about a person you are really angry at, you become to feel more compassion about them. Like, you don't maybe just go ahead and forgive them right off the bat, but at least you start to maybe understand that they are coming from a hurtful situation, and
mm,
only hurting people hurt others.
Mm,
So it is a beautiful process,
mm,
Ho'oponopono.
mm. And such a peaceful place to be forgiving
Mm.
others as well as ourselves.
Mhm.
So, Ipek, tell me more about the Safe Women's group and the Safe Men's group that we're doing through the breath framework.
So I love the women and men safe place groups because it's a private and safe space group for men and a group for women where the journey to their soul centered life begins. And this is a safe, private place where they come to be vulnerable as we guide them through the breath framework letter by letter, month by month. Within this private safe space, we as both coaches and the clients come together, engage, support, and evolve with one another as we navigate our journey toward the path of a soul-centered life. And we do that through Zoom, and it's each group gets together for a monthly live private 60-minute session with our team to delve into the breath framework and the letter of the month, whatever it is. B,
Mm,
begin where you are. R, reclaim your power. E, excavate your core values. A, allow, not control. T, through, not around. And H, healing with life.
mm,
So it is beautiful. I really love it
mm,
because we all get together, all the coaches and clients, and it is a beautiful place where everybody becomes vulnerable and
mm,
shares, and it's a
mm.
beautiful place to be. I
Yeah.
love that.
I've always found that the learning that takes place in safe spaces like that, when people show up authentically and vulnerably, it's not just informing, it is transforming.
It is
And I can
absolutely.
say with like, I've had plenty of education in my life.
Mhm.
But those kinds of learning moments have taken place when we
Mhm.
have come together in that sense.
And I believe that the reason why our team is so like tight knit is because of those groups, because we come together as beings, as human beings, not as co-workers, and we share, and the more we share, the more we get closer with each
Mm,
other. So
mm,
it is actually, it is wonderful, if possible, for any organization, any company, any team
mm.
to to do this, get together and be vulnerable.
It is. Thank you, Ipek. It's been time has just like I don't know where it went. It's so amazing to spend this time with you and learn with you and grow with you. And is there anything more that you want to share before we end this live?
Well, uh, I love Annie, and she's doing an amazing job, and she brought the best people together. She's amazing at uh, creating the environments where the right people come together. So I want to thank her. I want to thank you for this lovely interview, and I had great time. And I'm so happy to be a part of this breath framework team. Yes, sharing in a safe
Yeah,
space, safe place.
we all
Yes,
know it. We know it by heart.
yes,
It's where the
yes.
magic happens. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, I can't wait to see you again. But let's end this for now. And
Yeah,
thank you, everyone,
thank
watching.
you.
And I will be here soon with another brilliant author. So,
Thank
bye for
you.
now. I'm just
Merry
gonna,
Happy New Year.
yes, Happy New Year.